First, to begin a project and to work well with faculty, obviously communication is key. And I think the first part of that communication and the understanding of one another within the group is creating roles. It's crucial that all persons involved understand their role within the group. And the start of any project, team members should be given roles and tasks to handle. In the classroom, we as teachers give those roles to students. We divide them up and we tell them who is doing what. As professional higher education adults, I think that we would be able to choose our own roles and take our own responsibility within those tasks. Some may take on leadership roles, while others do as they're told and take on a more of a follower position. And both are acceptable if the work is efficiently completed and group discussion is had. Another thing is that small things matter. I think that's really important because to be an effective communicator, one must be an effective listener as well. They go hand in hand. Everyone in the group should be heard and have their suggestions understood. Using iMessages and U messages are a big part of that. So although listening is a key part of communication, expressing yourself is also a huge part. In a team of professionals, everyone's going to have ideas. Everyone's going to have a say. It's easy to nod and agree, but many great ideas are lost that way and are walked over. With a passive communication personality, the team can easily pass over this type of communicator. They're leaving them stuck in agreeance to policy and maybe even some curriculum that they disapprove of. Getting rid of internal bias is another one. We all have bias, it's inevitable. In a professional workplace, this cannot affect someone's work, especially within a team. It's acceptable to have opinions, especially if they're differing. Suggestions and differing opinions are always welcome to discussion. When the bias and anger get the best of someone and the communication is no longer effective or productive, that's when it can leave an issue within the group. And really that ends with less production and less education for the students who are really the most important. The last one, a good effective strategy is to manage anxiety. In this video, Think Fast, Talk Smart, Communication Techniques by Stanford's Graduate School of Business, the speaker, Matt Abrahams, addresses managing anxiety. In my own experience as a newer English teacher, I felt that I didn't really have a say. I kind of put myself behind, put my head down, agreed, because I thought these people know what they're doing, they have more experience than me, and what that categorized me as was a passive communicator. And so no one was rude to me, but I wasn't really looked at for suggestions. I wasn't looked at for a leadership role. And so if you give yourself that passive communicator position, then you're gonna get walked over. And so passive communicators, they think that they aren't listened to, or that people don't care what they have to say, but in reality it's themselves who are not speaking up. So I think that goes back to both listening, using iMessages, using U messages, and getting your opinions out and having a vocal discussion about it. Something that really helped me manage that was self-reflection. I was nervous to express myself because a lot of times I don't want to feel rejected. You don't want to feel that your opinions were wrong. And so in this case, I wanted to be right. Well, I'm going into my third year now. I've experienced a lot of self-reflection and feedback and criticism from others. And I think that using that and you're able to find that from yourself, then you're able to accept that from colleagues and faculty members. When it comes to confrontation, the issue could be caused by an aggressive communicator. A simple yet effective practice I'd like to bring up again is listening. Listening can always, it can save you in the middle of a serious conflict, because usually the aggressor or somebody else in the conflict just wants to be heard. And so in an article about de-escalating situations in the workplace, an attorney, Doug Knoll, states that you don't want to try to fix the person. You want to understand their emotion. And I remember learning about that in my communication in my undergraduate classes. And my professor had said, people don't want to be fixed. And sometimes even when they're upset, they don't want advice. They want to be heard. They want their emotions to be not necessarily shared, but to be understood and accepted. And so when you're in a heated argument, those emotions could just take over. And so by using affect labeling, you can say, I hear you. I understand that you're feeling sad, upset, angry, unheard, and you can calm the situation. Now, this doesn't necessarily bring the disagreement to an agreement or an understanding, but it does calm the group, which leaves everyone ready to continue to a proper solution to the issue. Again, forming the curriculum, creating the program, doing the work at hand.